what I'm trying to say is that if you feel anxious while drawing, you're not alone. Like people that you look up to, your role models, your teachers, your, I don't know, uh, the people that you admire most all have anxiety, and believe it or not, they might have the same anxiety that you have. I do have a hard time recording this video. I don't know why. I've been recording it for a couple of times already. I'm not at home. I'm trying to take some distance from where I work. I am trying to kind of reflect on how I felt lately, and I'm trying to kind of put it in words in such a way that will help you also, whoever is on the other side of this screen. One of the things that I felt was a huge amount of pressure, huge amount of anxiety. Excuse the sound. I think you can hear trains in the distance. And that anxiety was, I'm usually an anxious person. I am used at this point to work with anxiety, but I felt like the anxiety in the last couple of days reached new heights. And what I'm trying to say is that if you feel anxious while drawing, you're not alone. Like people that you look up to, your role models, your teachers, your, I don't know, the people that you admire most all have anxiety, and believe it or not, they might have the same anxiety that you have where you are right now. And the thing that I feel, because the internet is showing us constantly like the success stories, they don't show you the part in which you get your hands dirty. They don't show you the tears or the, the roughness of doing what you're trying to do as human beings, but in this case particularly as artists. We have to deal with huge amounts of anxiety, with huge amounts of pressure, and because of the stigma around it, we're trying to get rid of it. And I think it's a bit silly, because anxiety is actually an amazing tool that we have at our disposal. It's a blessing in disguise, even if it comes as this crippling feeling that doesn't allow you to move forward. It also has an optimistic side to it, and that is the fact that when you have anxiety, most likely it means that you care dearly and deeply about the thing that you're doing. In this case, this video, for example, I do have anxiety recording it. I feel some sort of pressure, and it's not because how I am being received, because again, we are strangers and we can fuck up. We don't matter that much to each other, but what matters to me while doing this video is trying to help other people out. I'm looking at who's on the other side as I'm sending this message to my younger self when I was starting this journey of drawing, or looking at my days of doubt, when I doubted art, when I doubted my own skills, and trying to kind of reach out to that part of me and give it a realistic and optimistic aspect of the struggle, So, that being said, I'm sure that you had moments in your life in which you made things without feeling any pressure. And I strongly recommend you to look at those moments and maybe ask yourself, but how was it possible? If I'm an anxious person, if you're an anxious person, how was it possible to do those things without any sort of pressure? What was anxiety telling you in those moments? And to me, anxiety tells me that I care, that it matters, that it's something important to me. Making art, making this piece that's being displayed in on the side, this art piece that I managed to do, this concept art, even if it took me a long while, a lot longer than I was hoping for it to take, it also gave me a boost of confidence. It reminded me that one, I'm capable of learning new things. Second, that I can understand things even if they're not explained to me in a step-by-step manner. And three, that I can push through the challenges that appear while learning to draw new things, or learning to draw in a different manner, learning to push through this, how can I say it? Even when things feel awkward and difficult and extremely heavy, for whatever reason, anxiety reminds me that I still care of the thing that I'm doing, you know. And that's what I'm trying to kind of take out of that feeling of pressure. Of course, I want to make amazing things, but in order to make amazing things, I need to go in this step-by-step process of learning and improving. And you cannot learn and improve unless you're taking these small, imperfect steps in your process of creating art, in this case, or doing whatever you're doing. So you need to have a consistency through which you fail. You mindfully fail because you focus on what you're doing it wrong, and then you get something out of it, like a new idea, a new approach, that you apply it the next time you repeat the process. And it's a process of failure, you know. And anxiety on one side tells us that, let's say it tells me, because I don't know what anxiety tells you exactly, and I don't want to kind of narrow your way of seeing anxiety, but the way I perceive it in my own life, it tells me that I'm not good enough. And that's a strong argument. I'm not good enough. That's why I'm learning, you know. So I'm trying to kind of receive anxiety in my life when it comes and it knocks at my door and it tells me that you're not good enough. I'm receiving it with open arms and with positivity, as in I'm not good enough and I'm trying to become better. But on the other side, when anxiety comes, it also reminds myself that yes, you care about the thing that you're doing. It's still important for you. It's still something that's worth your time. And now, looking from a different perspective, when anxiety is the highest, in this case for me, this past couple of weeks, the anxiety was pretty damn strong compared to my usual level of anxiety while doing certain things, while drawing or whatever. It was so high that it almost worked in my advantage when I started questioning it. It worked in my advantage as it said, this is the most important thing in your career, because this is the most anxious you've been about something in recent days. So my challenge to you is, try not to push anxiety away, but try to embrace it. Because if you push it away, it won't disappear. It will just run in the back of your mind, being an impediment to you, being this hurdle that you have to cross over again and again, because you are in this infinite loop of sorts, until you pay attention to it in a mindful, in a present way, and try to kind of break it down, this strong emotional feeling, break it down into what it tries to tell you. Actually, it's like a friend that comes to you. I don't know how to put this metaphor to be logic, but it's a friend that comes to you and first asks for money, and you can be like upset on this friend, like, bro, you're just, the first thing that you say even before hello is, you're asking me for money. But maybe when, after it asks you for money, if you pay close enough attention to it, to them, it also brings a gift. It brings something that lifts your spirit up. It tells you a story or whatever. So I know it's a stupid example, but what I'm trying to say is that anxiety first comes with a punch. The punch that you're not doing this amazing. You're not good enough. Let's stick to you're not good enough, which is already a huge amount. It's a huge feeling to feel when you're trying to learn something. But if you listen to it, if you work with it, you will also understand that it cares for you. This feeling of anxiety is actually something in your service, is not against you. It's something that tries to alarm your system that you're doing something that you haven't done before, and it's something important, and it's something that you care about. I know it's not much to work with, but I'm just trying to kind of tell you how it impacts me and how I'm trying to transform it from something negative to a positive, because you won't get rid of anxiety. Anxiety is there until you are good enough at what you're doing. I stopped feeling anxious when I was drawing. Sorry, when I was drawing in the old approach that I had, in this more cartoony, without shadows, without like flat colors and contour. It's not necessarily an easy way of drawing, because it has its own intricacies, like to understand shape and to kind of try to convey more with less. But I got to a point where I didn't feel anxious about having a blank page in front of me, and that told me that I reached a level where it was almost boring. So the other side of anxiety from experience is boredom. You feel like there's nothing new to explore. It's like the same old thing in a different way, for example. So now that I'm doing this other type of art, I'm doing concept art, I don't know that much about it. The thing that stuck with me in this in drawing this oil rig right here, for example, was the order of layers. And I know I'm getting a little bit technical, but that was the thing that gave me all the anxiety, most of the anxiety was the ordering of layers in which I apply shadow and lights, in which I focus on values, and then applying colors, and then integrating the contour lines on top of that, plus adding the final details at the end. The final piece is not amazing in any capability, in any capacity, but it's already better than the previous one that I've done. It's already better than any other concept art done in this style before. So it's a huge improvement, but I still had this high level of anxiety because I didn't had the order of approaching things already planned out. So I had to do a little bit of improvement every time I was applying values, every time I was adding shadows. It felt messy, and that messiness to me was the reason my anxiety was screaming from the top of its lungs, you are not good enough at this. And it was right. I'm not good enough at it. And yeah, I took a lot of breaks. I took more breaks than usual, but I also came back at drawing faster than I was before. The timing between me stopping drawing and me starting drawing again became shorter and shorter. And that's because I tried to practice this mindfulness through anxiety. Okay, it's here. It tells me something. It comes with a punch, but right after the punch, there is the silver underlying that I'm doing something that really matters to me, and I wouldn't do anything else as a career but this, So yeah, I think that's something worth taking from this and something worth passing to you. I don't know if you guys have your own experiences with art or with your own art and you care to share those regarding anxiety at least, or how you see anxiety or how it impacts you personally. Let's make this a dialogue, because the channel grew tremendously. I think I'm at almost 60 followers right now, which it sounds like a small number, but I never had a channel at this number of subscribers ever before. So, and it blew up from 30 to almost double in 5 days, I think. And that's huge. It means people are willing to listen to me talking this slowly and they take something out of it. And I encourage you to speak with each other, because if you leave a comment and it's a meaningful comment, it will also help the next person watching this. So yeah, I think this is I like where this YouTube thing is going. I wasn't expecting it, but it's kind of heartwarming to see that people actually take some things out of these videos. So I will try to make them more mindful. I will try to kind of give more context, to take you through the struggles and offer you like my view on things and how I can work with them. So hopefully it will also help you go through your own struggles. And yeah, let's see where this thing is going. So far, thank you so much for engaging with my videos. Thank you so much for all the likes, for all the support, for the subscribes, the comments. It's a huge help for me, and it's a huge motivator to keep doing these and to be here with you. So yeah, see you soon.